I'll be right there, my friends. Hang tight. Hang tight. NFL Saturday. Let's go. Turn off the music, baby. Hey, this will be the most unbiased video you've ever seen me make. Ain't no way I'm letting my Bills love take over this show. Just not happening. Just not happening. I'm here. Unbiased. We're talking picks and parlays. There's no Bills love here. None. 10:10 a.m. I am late to the show. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I'm a little warm here. Let me go ahead and take this one off. Whew. Didn't realize. Oh, my bad. Let me take that. Oh, I had two on. Oh, my bad. Man, I had trouble clicking stuff today, too. I don't know what's going. Oops. Slept with these. Let me go ahead and take this one off. Oops. If you look closely at my hands, you'll see I have a puppy. I got you can't see them all. I got Band-Aids everywhere. Oh, my God. Let's go ahead and take the hood off today. I feel low. I think we're going to keep it to this. We'll keep a hoodie on and a hat. I mean, if I take this off, you're going to see the old school Buffalo Bills logo tattooed to my dome piece. But today we'll keep it. We'll keep it hidden. Good morning to the 350 people that have tuned in to the long introduction as I was searching for all my Bills things to put on for today. I actually had more. I couldn't fit them on my head. I've got 5 Bills winter hats on the side here. Gloves. I've got 3 Bills ball caps. And then the one that I still have on my head. I could have had 10 Bills hats on at once, but I couldn't get it all on to stay on. And then it kept falling down. I was like, I got to start the show like doing a deep squat. And I'm 41. You got to be careful when you do that. So anyways, my friends, thank you to everybody tuning in this morning. We're going to have ourselves a wunderbar day. It's going to be nice. Very nice. We're talking all sorts of betting. We're going to be looking at Novig. We're going to look at DraftKings, of course. And then you can't see it right now, but I've got it dialed up in the background. Can't even bring it up. But we're going to do underdog entry segment where we're doing like a flex 5. So I've got all sorts of stuff I want to do today. It's not going to be like the same Sunday morning segment type show where you've got touchdown picks, ladder picks, 1 p.m. parlay, 4 p.m. parlay, primetime parlay, all-day parlay. It's like those segments are great. We've got 2 games tonight, 2 games to bang out. Now, if you like today's show and you're like, whoo, yes, NFL playoffs, donuts, I'm back. I'm here. I'm sitting down every day. Okay, there's game day for you during the playoffs. I'm live streaming, so come back Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Now, listen, if the Bills win today, I'm going to try to keep my emotions in check Sunday morning for the show. If the Bills lose today, Same thing. I'm going to try to keep my emotions in check for Sunday's show. I'm going to try my best either way. I no promises. No promises. I'm either going to be over the moon, happy and excited tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Lemon Tiki. I'm here. I am back tomorrow morning. Yes, absolutely. Discord VIPs. Listen, I've posted 4 NBA cheat sheets today at like 9 a.m. You've got 3 Saturday things, cheat sheets for Saturday, a like 13-leg parlay pieces thing too, for the Saturday NFL games. You've got the 3 or 4 sheets for NBA. You've got the NBA betting models that'll go out later for the player props. I'm locking them in, half unit every play, rinse and repeat, plus 24 units for January, plus 24 units in January. I've got 4 NFL picks out for today's games. I believe none of them are for Sunday. And then I also posted cheat sheets for Sunday. I did all that today and this morning because when that Bills game is on, I'm gone. You won't see me in Discord. I won't be able to emotionally handle anything. So if you're a member, you're like, where's Donuts? Listen, I ain't going to be there. Now, if they win, I'll tap back in. I'll be dancing. I'm going to do some dances. I'll be in Discord. I'll be all hyped up. We're going to be talking fun stuff at that point. If they lose, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern right here on YouTube. Not a minute before. I'll be licking my wounds. Mentions turned, a Discord shut down, phone on silence. Do not disturb. There's just no way. Because that's when I'll pop off at somebody, you know? I'll lose my crap way too easily. No doubt, Ray. I'm so ready. Thanks for all you do. Now, thank you for being here, Shelby, and everybody else. It is week, what is this? Essentially week 20 of the NFL season, and almost 400 people are here on YouTube already, as we're seriously just doing the introductions. Like, that's crazy. Week 20, 400. I had like 180 as a great show last season on a Sunday morning in week 3 or week 4. I'm 20 weeks into the season with 2 to 3 times the viewers already, 10 minutes into the show. Like, I understand. I am nothing without you. I'm nothing without you. So thank you. Thank you all for tuning in, for hitting the likes as soon as you get in the show. So many of you join the channel and bang, like button. I love that. Thank you so much for that. And I know a lot of you will be back tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. All right, let's go. We got games to talk about. We got money to make. I was already looking at this. Do not forget. Do not let me forget this. I want to bring up the last 5 games trends and how irrelevant they are for the playoffs. We're going to talk about that today. Let's get to the games first, though. So the more I've thought about this weekend, the more I love parlays. I'm not joking. Like, I love them this weekend. I love them. Just like last weekend. And I gave away 2 parlays last weekend on the show. Bang, bang. No, 3. I did a quarterback parlay for rushing, full sweep. I believe 4 of 4 picks or 5 of 5. I cashed them all out. It was like a plus 1,900. People asked me for my top 2 touchdown picks in chat, and that's what today's show is going to be a lot about. It's a lot of Q&A. AJ Jared, thank you for the comment that you love my channel. I appreciate you being here. The other thing, people asked, Donuts, what are your favorite touchdown picks? I gave away Christian McCaffrey and Josh Allen. Bang, bang. Longest touchdown pick for the weekend, Dalton Kincaid, plus 280. Boom, boom. A sweep and everything. And then I gave away a parlay. It was the Bills game, and it was perfection. I literally said, and if you did the score exacta, it was like a plus 6,000. But I literally said, give me the Bills money line under 51.5, Jags plus 3.5. And guess what happened? 27-24 Bills win. Bills won by 3, Jags covered. Under 51.5, they finished at 51. We're running it back on today's show for both games. I've got a game parlay, and I have player props, touchdown picks. We're doing it all, my friends. Ask your questions. Ask your questions inside the YouTube chat. I'm not going to see Twitter. I'm just not going to see. Yeah, I got Band-Aids all. I think I've got 4 Band-Aids on my hands this morning. We have an 8-week-old puppy in the house, and that is a freaking land shark. Just Just going crazy. It's going crazy. So we bought him a Denver Broncos stuffy, and he's just ripped that mother brother to pieces. King of the end zone? Let's do it. We'll talk about that today as well. Yeah, get the notebooks out. 419 people. Oh my gosh, you guys are absurdly supportive. I love y'all. All right, first game. Let's do it. Bills, Broncos. Here's the deal, my friends. Can the Bills overcome the walking wounded, the walking dead of the wide receiving core? Here's the deal. Every playoff game for me will always come down to the quarterbacks. And, you know, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, like these guys, Brock Purdy, guys been to the Super Bowl as well, by the way, so it's not like they can't get there. These guys, they play 3 quarters often of just chaotic, disgusting football, just turnovers, mistakes. They'll, Bo Nix. How many times do we see them this year win in the final 2 minutes of the game? Same with the Bears, and preceding the final quarter of football, Nix 14 for 32, 150 yards, and then fourth quarter he goes like 8 for 9, has 40 yards rushing, 20-yard scramble on 3rd and 13 for a first down. They come back and win. So you've got a quarterback on the other side that's kind of like a Josh Allen light. And I mean like extremely fat free. Like this is not the full experience of Josh Allen. But you get that type of game out of Josh Allen a lot as well. Maybe not as inefficient or crummy, but like you'll have them, 14 for 23, 107 yards through 3 quarters because they have no one that can get open and they're just running the football. And then the fourth quarter comes around, they're down 14 points or 10 points. Bills come back and win. They outscore them 14-3 in the fourth, and they win by 2 or 3 points. And Josh throws for $130 and runs for 30 yards in the fourth and has a touchdown scramble. Like you see this so frequently. It's a tale of 2 similar teams today. Defensive teams, quarterbacks that play well when they're playing from behind, and 2 teams that want to run the football first and foremost. And I think that, I see the game like this. Are you ready? I'm literally going to paint the picture like I did last week. So kick back, use your boost, your discounts, your parlay boost, whatever you want. Here's how I envision today's game. And I'm going to do the same thing for the Niners and Seahawks in the next segment when I get to their game. So I'm going to talk my game script, and then we're going to talk about the player props. I've got touchdowns here too. So I envision you got first quarter boost, halftime, bets, whatever you want. I envision the Broncos at home, fired up crowd, the 12th man, so to speak. Crowd's fired up. Defense is playing out of their mind. They're flying around the field because the crowd just invigorates them. Bills come out trying to run the football a little bit, hammer the rock. But, first play of the game, Bills have the ball in the 30. They turn around, they hand it off to Cook. Stuffed for like 1 yard. Crowd goes nuts. Linebacker gets up from the tackle. He's beating his chest. He's freaking out. Defense is jumping on his shoulders. Crowd is insane. 2nd and 9. So, Bills don't want to turn the ball over, short field, whatever. So they do like a quick bubble screen to Shakir, something like that. Corner comes flying up, gets like 2 yards. Team's going nuts. It's 3rd and 7. Bills try to force a 3rd and 7. Not the situation they want to be in with the worst wide receiving core or pass catching core in all of the NFL, despite having the greatest quarterback of all time. And yeah, it's an incomplete pass. Broken up. He's under pressure, throws it away, something, right? Team is just going bonkers. Crowd insane. They punt the ball. Broncos go down the field and score touchdown opening drive. Broncos win the first quarter 7-0. You see more of the same for the halftime. Broncos are up 17-7 at half, 17-6, 17-10, something like that I can envision. They come out third quarter. Broncos are still playing well, riding high, but you're starting to see the momentum swing. Broncos get a couple field goals. Defense after halftime made some adjustments. McDermott's a better coach than Sean Payton. Can't headhunt anymore. 23-13 heading into the fourth. And then it's just Josh Allen time. Bills go 14 points, 17 points in the fourth. Broncos maybe get a 3-piece. And all of a sudden, Bills end up winning that game 30-27. 4, 30-27, something like that. The Bills are a second half team. And while the Broncos are too, I'll take a second half team with Josh Allen versus a second half team with Bo Nix. And it's not shade or hate against Bo Nix. It's just not. So when I look at this game, I see Bills win. And earlier this week, I was leaning under, kind of thinking over at this point because of that fourth quarter stuff, and then teasing the Broncos spread, 3.5 points. That's how I envision this bad boy turning out. Bills over, 3.5 spread covered. Now, odds-wise, depending on the sports book that y'all using. And most of the time when I do these 3.5 point spreads, I do them on unders because there's only so many scores that can be, 3.5 point spreads when there's overs, right? Like these guys one team could score 30 and the other team scores 24. It's over. The over hits, but the cover does not hit. But if you are looking at like an under 45 and 23-20, that's a common score. That's a multiple of 3s and 7s, field goals and touchdowns. 24-21, 20-17, 17-14. These are common scores that you will see that are all going to be under 45.5 points. So here's the deal. This is absolutely a bit crazy here. Oh my gosh, they're not letting me put the alt spread in there. Oh, because I have Broncos money line. Oops, clicked the wrong one. There we go. Bill said. This is going to be an uncommon way to do this, where you're taking a plus 3.5 and the opposing team and the over. That's going to be a plus 1,000. When we do these parlays this year, we've cashed a bunch of them. It's crazy how frequently we've done this. Plus 1,000. If you're like, hey, donuts, man, this ain't it. 45.5. Give me the under. Well, then, listen, I actually think it's probably a better play logically for the same plus 1,000. Because again, there's only so many multiples of 3s and 7s that can occur, barring no, extra point misses and 2-point conversions, that also equate to an under 45.5. So depending on what side you like, the over or the under, that's how I envision this. And hey, the best part is I can't see Josh and them not being competitive. So I like the opposite side too. If you're like donuts, you are wrong. Give me the Broncos money line today. Hey, Bills plus 3.5. Take the total. Take this total you want. I'm just trying to put a concept in your mind here because I think this is the way to rock and roll. Good morning. Tip. Thanks for the 20 spot. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Jeesh. Just bought breakfast for the wifey and I. Oh, you're giving me a $20 tip for the QB rushing parlay that created last week. Great call. Thank you. I'm glad somebody listens to these live shows. This is my degenerate side. Here's where all my parlays go out. Cashed multiple parlays last weekend's show. I think you said you were going to do it already, but best single game moneyline spread over under. This is not it. My favorite is actually in the other game. Okay. My favorite is in the Sunday night game. So while I do like this one, I don't love it. I do love the next one. All right. So hang tight. So here's one of them. But let's look at another. Okay. Yeah, you could tease the total. You just have to understand that this is going to adjust. The payout's going to adjust. Like it usually drops down to like a 480 or so. Like watch. Let's do plus 3.5. And let's tease it by a tutty. So we'll go 38.5 over. Oh my gosh, that stayed quite high actually. Plus 700. Oh, okay. I think it's a plus 40 if I tease it to a touchdown. 7.5. Now it went down to 350. No, whatever. So Bills over 38.5, Broncos 7.5. So you give yourself a more wiggle room in case, it's a higher scoring game. And then vice versa, you could do the opposite and go, Bills plus 3.5 Broncos, but then do under 52.5. It's up to you. Hopefully you're walking away with this concept and you're able to take advantage of it. Now, on Novig, I think you probably could avoid to even just, if you're like, man, I don't know how the game's going to end up, but you think it'll be lower scoring and the Bills win. I think keeping it simple is probably a decent idea. Just rolling out like Bills and then under 45.5, something like that. Or if you're like, donuts, man, it's the Broncos day. Well, then Broncos under 45.5. Up to you how you want to do it. But start to game script these out. All right, let's talk player props. I took a minute there. And then we'll come back to the Niners and the Seahawks. And I should say this, while we are moving into these, these apps here, 43.5 is a key number, T-Sox. So, I wouldn't want to cross that unless I'm teasing it by a fair amount. So good on you for recognizing. 43.5 is a very key number for totals. If you are on Novig or you're on Underdog and you want to help me out and you don't want to join the VIP, you're just like, well, I like free shows and let me support them though. Okay, well, subscribe. But then you can use code Donuts if you want to check out those apps, DONUTS, and that'll hook you up with whatever the industry best standards are at that any given moment that is attached to my name. So that'll help you. All right, let's do it. Let's go look at some player props. I got to shift some stuff around on my stream side of things. Stop screen, and we're going to share an entire window. Are you ready for this? Share, and bam, I'm gone. You don't see me anymore. You don't need me. All right. Player prop time. Let's do it. Multiple ways to go about doing business today. First off, I think James Cook struggles today to run the football. I think we see a lot of what we saw last week. Teams are going to say, Josh, you are Superman. You do have a cape on, but we're going to make you use it because we don't want you to control the clock. We don't want to have James Cook grind us to a pulp with 120, 130 yards. So we're going to stuff 8 men in the box, 7 at all times. We're going to send pressure at all times, even when you're throwing, because your wide receivers suck. No one can get open or beat man coverage. And the Broncos are going to do that today. I think so. We saw it last week, and while it did not work for the Jags, I tell you what, it's probably the best recipe for success. What you don't want to do is let James Cook run out there for $150, 200 yards. You're going to lose the game. You're going to lose the game because you still have the threat of Josh Allen while they're also running the football. So I have a feeling that the entire playoffs, James Cook's rushing yards just going to get lower and lower for player projections here. So the 78.5, I like to the under. I do. I like to the under. Josh Allen, I like for a touchdown today. And I think the pass attempts is very indicative of the upside here for Josh. I mean, earlier this season, we're seeing him at like 27.5 and stuff. And it's playoff time, right? So it's been raised by a few attempts here. And I think that just screams volumes of that. People know if the Bills are down for any single reason, they're going to throw the football. So that's an interesting angle to me as well. If you're like, I don't know if Josh gets you in the end zone today for a touchdown. Well, then I tell you, the opportunity of playing either his fantasy points or the pass attempts is very interesting. Overall, I'd say they are a better defense. Jags had one of the best. I think they let up the least rushing yards per game in the NFL this season. I mean, that's not like the Jags were any pushover. They're on an 8-game win streak and had the best run D in the NFL. So it's not like the Bills have not faced tough defenses. Bills faced a grindhouse of defenses this season. Shakir, receiving yards 51, fine. Targets, I like over. Higher than 7.5. I like him today for higher than 5.5 receptions, although you don't get that here on Underdog. But you can absolutely look at that one on, other apps here. I'm not touching anything from the passing game other than Khalil Shakir, and that's for both sides of the ball. I just trust nobody. I don't trust Keon Coleman. Absolutely not. I don't trust Cortland Sutton today. I'm not a big fan of Evan Ingram, Marvin Mims, one-trick pony. You don't know when these guys are going to do what they do. Dalton Kincaid at 33.5. Listen, should be fine, Doesn't carry an injury designation. So, that makes me feel strong about it. That makes me feel strong. This line is just too low to me. And I liked it last week at 36.5. The problem is I'm already on Shakir, and I think he's got a decent opportunity for receptions because they like those short passes to Shakir. Bo Nix, I think he runs the football a bunch today. I do. I think he tucks it and runs it. I think you see a lot of this. I think we could easily see him scrambling 15, 20-yard run on like a 3rd and 13. Bills pin their ears back, send some pressure, man coverage. He escapes the pressure and just gets upfield. 14, 15-yard carry with ease. Rushing yards, I think, is interesting too for Bo Nix. Jaleel McLaughlin, I like for higher than longest rush. I like for higher than rushing yards. He's been breaking these longer carries. He's very explosive. He's a smaller back. And he's getting it, he's getting 4, 5, 7, 6. That's enough. Against the Bills' rush defense, they have improved, but it is interesting. Whew. Had to drink some coffee. I was typing down a note. I was thinking for myself. Again, outside of just clear Shakir, I want nothing to do with the wide receivers, the passing game, other than like Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. I think Knox for a long reception, Knox for receiving yards. Interesting. Brandon Cooks, he's getting the targets. I just think it's Shakir. He'll get the downfield ones, though. And I think that the Broncos, if they do the opposite of what I said, and they're like, let's actually take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands and make James Cook run for 150, well, then I think Brandon Cooks is cooked. Because I think they play 2 high safety. They take the ball, they take the threat of anything downfield. And then Cooks, that's like where he gets the ball. And then Shakir catches the ball a ton and James Cook runs the ball a ton. Shakir with all these like 5-yard passes. So I think Cooks would be in trouble. And, I think that take is actually interesting because I feel like this receiving yards line would be much higher for Brandon Cooks normally, just because of the role he's taking on here and losing. They have no Josh Palmer. They have no Shavers now. They have no Gabe Davis. Like Cooks is going to play 80, 90%. So is Shakir. Keon will get some reps in there. But that's a lot of snaps. And having a low 28.5. And maybe they're thinking, Surtain is out there. Surtain is out there on him. I don't know. That's a tough one. Here's a very interesting one. So Ty Johnson upgraded to limited work last practice. If he plays, the 8.5 receiving yards just seems so free. And I think it's just so, he's been at 10.5, 12.5, 14.5 for like the last 2 months of the season. He's missing opportunities. This game here did not play 20, 33, 15. But like this is what you see often the second half of the season coming out of the bye week, actually, against Panthers, like week 9 or 10, whenever that was, to close out the season. Ty Johnson was an absolute focus of the passing game for the Bills, almost used as like little runs. It's like they give him the ball, flare out of the backfield, give him the ball, try to make a little play or two. And he does. He's a playmaker. He's very good. Bills re-signed him for a reason. So I like Ty Johnson. If he plays, 8.5 receiving yards. I think him being limited isn't like the worst thing. It's not like he's going to get in there for a bunch of carries anyways. He'll get in there for some third downs. They'll give him a few passing targets, and that's about it. That'll be his role, a limited role. That's my thought. Curtis Samuel, the ghost of Curtis Samuel, I can't touch. I understand the receiving yards is at 0.5. I think, if you want to do that, fine, or a catch. But just put him in there for a catch. He needs a single catch, but I'm not, I saw people floating it out on social media, like Curtis Samuel touchdown, things like that. Like, sure, those are darts. Those are dart throws, long shots, and they're priced as such. You want to play him for a reception? Fine, by all means. RJ Harvey, somebody asked about. I don't like him today. I actually like McLaughlin more. RJ Harvey, lower, 55.5. I've clicked on so many plays. I cannot even add any more. Whatever. Y'all listened, right? You were listening. RJ Harvey, lower, I like today. Even with his increased snap rate, he's not been smashing this line or anything. Increased touches, snaps, Teams are forcing the Broncos to try to move the football down the field through the air. You're late to the party, J-Mouse. We covered that one. It's a good play. We're already on it. 22.5 rushing yards, also very nice. All right. Did I help you? Do you feel helped? That was a lot. That was a lot. We covered a lot of stuff there for that game. Are we ready to move on to the next? Show the love, hit that like. I do appreciate that immensely. We have 645 people watching this week 20 NFL Divisional Saturday show. I think it's the first Saturday I've streamed all year, and 650 people on YouTube have showed up supporting and hanging out with me. I love y'all. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you this offseason. Give me a second here. Let's move to that Sunday game, or excuse me, the Saturday night game. And then I'm gonna do what I just did, but for Saturday night. Should take me 20 minutes or so, 15 maybe. And then I think we should do some parlays for the two games combined. How's that? How's that? I'm working through how I want to do this stuff. Oh, my back. Cracking everything. Bills Mafia forever. Let's go, brother. Let's go. You guys want that? You guys ready for that? So we'll do the Saturday night game, and then I think we should circle back and do like a 10 to 15-minute parlay segment, and we'll build some squad ride parlays together. Chat, tell me right now, is that a good plan to you? We'll just cover it all, everything, all last-minute thoughts, all the angles for the next game, and then we'll make some parlays. Chat, you let me know, and then we'll move forward. Also, if you could do me a huge favor, grab my phone, because I think the visual is helpful. You ready? Set your alarms. 10 a.m. Eastern, Sunday morning. Tomorrow. That's tomorrow. You can do it. You do it. You know your days of the week. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. I am here again for the Sunday games. We got some bangers to talk about. Some parlays to be made. I actually think tomorrow's games are great for parlays. Today, I think there's a lot of picks, straight picks that are better. Oh, and I should say, if anybody's looking for a little extra help, VIP link. First one, Tails, the donuts link. Grab that one. Profit in all but 3 weeks this NFL season. Over 60 units of profit. Best NFL season ever. And if you're like, how's NBA going? Listen, my personal picks are winning 57.9% of the time. They're up about 20.6 units, something like that. So 20.4, 20.5 units. They're good. 57.9%, 20 units profit over, 2.5 months. It's good. It's not great. That's good. But the model adds another 20 units. And the props model, in fact, we've been releasing, how the model has been doing, how the props model, the simulation model is doing. The prop projections is what I'm talking about. And we have found that there's a certain type of play on our bet grading system, and we've been posting them recently as well, that run this exact process out for the month of January, you're up 24 units. It's absurd. It's like 64 and 30, something like that, for the rebounds and assists. So you can lock these things in. You don't have to think or know anything about the NBA to bet on it. You can just run the prop model. We provide the links and all that stuff. And then there's a ton of knowledge-based things that we try to provide you. Education is a huge aspect of it. And then there's a bunch of staff and cappers outside of what my models are, my picks are, and things, and cheat sheets. So tons and tons of stuff. Sean does mostly live bets for Discord. Goal with her hockey. It's just incredible. Fire, literally the cream of the crop inside Discord. So, I try not to sales pitch and sell and be a shill. But if you are somebody who's betting daily and you're looking for a fun community that's really freaking good, First link down below. All right, let's go. Let's get to the next game, my friends. We're going to slide over to, I'm not showing the right screen. Give me a moment here. Entire screen. Bam. All right, let's get to this next game. And then we will move into the player props and parlays. Yeah, now we've got an NHL model too, which is crazy. We don't even market everything we have. It's impossible to market it all. I think that's my favorite part, honestly, is like if I tried to market it all, I couldn't. I would sit here it would be a 15-minute segment. I mean, look at our newest 5 things that we've added, and we never raised the price. Still $30 a month for everything you get. We've added these bots inside Discord. Like, how do I market bots? How do I market them? I can't. They're just kind of there. People show up and they're like, oh, snap. I get this too? Like, that's the experience I want. I want you to show up and be like, whoa, I thought I was signing up for just Donuts Picks. And you get in there and you're like, I have all this? It's crazy. Yeah, NFL's been up for a few days, Dion. If you go to Discord, I've got a Donuts NFL Picks channel. It's very organized, and you'll see it. It is the second most recent post right before the live show link today. Huge titles, Donuts Picks. It's got a massive header, and then you'll see the picks themselves, okay? I'm trying to get a photo here. Well, actually, I can't show what the photos are, but you'll see it titled, and then you'll see a big old header like this. And there you go. Part 2 will come out tomorrow morning for Sunday's games. All right, let's get to it. Whew. Oh my gosh, Andrew. Congratulations, brother. How to what? Be specific. I am curious. Pizza. Little Caesars here in the house. NFL season, $10 my unit, up 11.5. Woo! What a freaking year. A how-to for all my stuff. I have how-to channels. Yep, nice and easy. I have a full thing that shows you I am Mr. Tutorial. So you enter Discord, one of your first channels you're looking at is how to use Discord. Here's the donut section. You want extra picks? Here's the staff section. Community. Some tips down here. Helpful notes. And then I have a strategy channel, which it's titled Donut Strategy. Discord tips. Like everything is right there as soon as you enter Discord. I love your question because it gives me a chance. This is what I mean. Like I can't market everything, but they're perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, right? It's like, it's all there, baby. Donut Strategy is essentially how I bet. It tells you what I do with my units. Tells me when and how I straight bet, when and how I parlay. You basically can use it if you'd like. Apply it if you want. It's up to you. It's up to you. Won 3 6-leg parlays. Wow. Or the last 3 days from the parlay pieces. Being a VIP is great. Yeah, parlay pieces have been clean in house. Yes, Rava, thank you so much. It is in his Discord, even how to bet. Exactly. It's there. Not everybody reads it. Teachers teach. Donut was a teacher in his yes, man. Over a dozen years in the school systems, and I essentially apply it to my craft now. Educate, educate, educate. Oh, you're welcome, man. I'm happy to help. It's at the top of Discord. Never ever had Discord, though. The tips channel, it answers everything. Yup. We have a Discord tips channel because I know people are new to Discord. All right, let's get into it. We have 657 people. 657 people on YouTube. We've got another 300 on X right now. Just crazy, man. Just crazy. What's the likes up to there, Josh? Let me know, brother. And Josh, I hope you see my message. I saw you asking about Discord. That link has down below. It works, but I guess the description was jumbled up and merged the link. So you had a 404 error. I saw your message. The Discord link down below works now. Okay. And then when you're in there, I just showed everybody the help channel, all that stuff. Go to the help channel, Say, help me connect to Discord. And then you'll see all the VIP channels. Yeah, man. You just got to walk before you run. It's one of the first notes that I tell you in that new members channel. First time using Discord, becoming a member. Take your time looking through the tabs. Just spend a few minutes. That's all it takes. Oh, yeah. We covered like what? 20 picks and parlays for the first game. I'm just kind of taking like a 5-minute breather for myself at this point, Savannah. I can't keep that pace for an hour straight of like analysis just 24/7. So in between these two games, I'm taking 5 minutes to chat and drink coffee. Never used Discord before I found donuts either, but I'm finding my way generally. Cool, Preston. What's up, brother? I just joined less than a week ago. Love all the help in the channels. I love hearing that. Thank you to my staff. Sounds like you guys are being the best here. Missed most of the NFL stuff, but excited for MLB coming up. You're excited for the right sport. OGs know the MLB season is the most profitable every year. It goes MLB, NFL, and then NBA. So we're all going to we're going to bear down for the next 2 months after NFL. Actually, we'll have 6 weeks in between Super Bowl to MLB starting on March 26th. So it'll be like 5 to 6 weeks that we're all going to be betting like a quarter to a half unit on the NBA. We're going to try our best. You know, we've got NHL, which probably would be more ideal. And then we'll get there. We're all going to do it together, and we're going to make it to the MLB season. And then I said this in chat the other day. It was pretty funny. I said, MLB annually is the lowest cancellation rate of the season. Out of all the sports, MLB is the lowest cancellation rate because it's the best. It's the most profit. The problem is it's the lowest subscription rate too. So thank goodness that nobody cancels during MLB because ain't nobody joining to bet on baseball. Pretty funny. Midseason MLB is free. It's free betting. It's an ATM. It's the best, T. Like, I'd say probably like May-ish because the pitchers after 3 starts or so are stretched out. You've got, 3 weeks of data for all the pitchers, all the advanced pitching stuff you need for modeling out strikeouts, things like that. Oh my gosh. MLB, it's so good that last season, chat right now, raise your hand, chat, raise your hand. If you were here last year, and remember, the strikeout model was so accurate, over a 65% hit rate. We were doing 3 units every single day blindly on the strikeout play of the day. Every day, 3 units. We finished up like 120 units or something on the season. It was absurd. I know Discord. I know my VIPs, my OGs. You're chomping at the bit. You cannot wait for MLB next because of how easy. I know so. Look at it this way. It's like NBA is so freaking stressful. You got to bet on LaMelo Ball under, 14 and a half rebounds and assists. And then Miles Bridges and Brandon Miller, bump heads, putting on their sneakers. They're both out. LaMelo also, 5 minutes later, a tweet by Underdog says, LaMelo Ball minutes cap lifted. now he's playing 40 minutes. Nobody else on the court has any usage, and he has 14 assists alone, another 10 rebounds. It's like so annoying. MLB, 11:30 in the morning, alert, strikeout play of the day, Clayton Kershaw over 3.5 strikeouts, -111 on Novig. Click, blink, opens it up into Novig, enter, done. You put your phone down, and you don't look at anything else until tomorrow morning. You wake up the next day, and you're like, oh, Kershaw, 5Ks, nice. Won 3 units. It's the best. No tracking minutes. You're like, why isn't this guy back in the game yet? Why'd he miss his 3rd quarter rotation? Oh, he's in foul trouble. You ain't sweating any of that out. You bet the bet in. The next day you check it. It's so nice. MLB is the greatest. 700 people watching. Holy smokes. I get it back to the picks. I get back. It's in last year was year 5. We've had MLB prop model for years, so we're just really good at it at this point. When you have 5 years of heavy data and tweaking of a model, it's just accurate. I mean, it should be. It should be. I shouldn't say it's going to be accurate. It should be. And it's gotten progressively better year after year. So that's it. I'm definitely not muted. Refresh your screen, I guess, or unmute YouTube. But it's chatting. Can't wait for MLB. All right, let's go. Let's get back to it. That was a long little break you guys gave me. Thank you, though. All right, somebody asked, what is your favorite parlay, game parlay? And it was not the Bills one. I think that one's so hard. This is essentially a pick 'em, in my opinion. Like any of you who wake up tomorrow morning, you're like, Broncos won, you missed the game, whatever. You're on a flight. Broncos won, you're not shocked. Bills won, you're not shocked. Like nobody's going to be shocked if the Broncos win. Nobody's going to be shocked if the Bills win. You're going to wake up and be like, yeah, that makes sense. That made sense. If the Niners win, a small portion of you will be like, wow, I'm the best bettor on earth. I had that one nailed for a week. I had the Niners money line. But the majority of you, 70% probably would be like, whoa, what an upset. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Here's how I envision it. Bam, bam, bam. I love it. I love it. I think the Seahawks win. Yes, I saw the Sam Darnold stuff, but I'm going to be honest here. That Darnold news, listen, let's be real. If there was a lot of truth to that, if the Seahawks were actually concerned, information's getting out, it's getting leaked, and you know what happens? The spread moves heavily. I'm not joking. Like, I could see if that is true, if there are concerns for Darnold, like true concerns, that spread is still not sitting there at 7.5 points. The deepest pockets on earth would be slamming the 7.5 all night yesterday, all night, all morning today, all day today, leading right up the lock. And that line would move from 7.5 to 6.5 to 5.5 to 4.5 to potentially 3.5. It might even cross the 3-point line, that key 3-point barrier. And that's what I firmly believe. If there is any concern at all over Sam Darnold's oblique, that line's not sitting there at 7.5. It's just not. So when I look at this game, I think that is a glorious line, first off, even without the Darnold news. I love it. I love plus 7.5. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm trying to make it as abundantly clear as possible. I love the Niners plus 7.5. I really do. I think there's a world here where they're the better team outright. Injuries and all. You know why? And it comes down to it. I talked about it for Josh Allen and Bo Nix. It's not the better team necessarily. It's the quarterback. And while Sam Darnold is a regular season monster for 2 years running, there's an intangible asset here that cannot be overlooked. And it's the fact that Brock Purdy has been to a Super Bowl. He's experienced it in the biggest moments. He's experienced the biggest pressure a quarterback can face. Wow, the fact that this is not a plus 1,000 is very interesting. Because I just showed you with the Bills game, and I showed you virtually every week. We cashed the Jags last week, Jags-Bills, that 3-leg parlay for a plus 1,000 right here on YouTube. We cashed it. We're only getting a plus 490. Now, that's interesting. That money line of minus 310 does not help. That's for sure. But I absolutely can envision something like this. If they win, Charbonnet for a touchdown, I think makes sense. Hey, same with the Bills. Bills win, Josh Allen probably scored as well. I could see a touchdown. Listen, if we are actually concerned about Sam Darnold and his oblique, I think pass attempts low. I think long completion. Wow, that's gotten removed. Okay, hold on. Now I'm actually seeing some things here that were not there before my live show. I'm pounding some coffee here while I think through something. Okay. This is interesting to me. Unless this was taken off during my show, which I've been told for months now, Lemon Tiki, in YouTube chat, that while I am talking about things on these shows, sometimes they get removed from the biggest books, DraftKings and FanDuel. And I don't know if this was removed prior or not, but I'm actually semi-alarmed. Let me head over to FanDuel really quick. Un momento, por favor. I just want to take a peek. His line earlier this week, because I looked at it when I was looking at my thoughts for Jackson Smith and Najigba. His longest pass was 36.5. Oh my gosh, it's dropped to 32.5. Yeah, it's been happening all year where when I talk about stuff on this live show, it just things disappear, lines move on DraftKings and FanDuel. I think I have some whales, some heavy hitters that watch these shows. Clearly, they're in Discord all season for Discord members. When I post something frequently, especially for NFL, odds move quickly. My Jake Tongs play earlier this week moved by like 2 yards. The day I posted it, the odds moved from like minus 105 to like minus 150. Yeah, it happens all the time. We got a big group. Yeah, it happens, Rob. You know, it happens. It happens because of y'all. Honestly, I think we just got a really strong community. I'm sending a staff message. I am, guys, this is a big deal to me. I'm sure some of you understand how major this is. This is a big deal. I am trying not to overreact here. I'm talking right now to Freak about the model because this is a big deal. Darnold not at 36.5. I think maybe the next play would be to pivot to the under 28.5 pass attempts. You're not going to be able to add that in as a parlay. Yeah, I went into work mode. I mean, listen, I'm going to I got to be on this stuff a little bit. And you're seeing odds moving. Look at this. Before our eyes. Did you all just see that happen? Like somebody was watching the show and was like, there's no way. Donuts is so full of it. Right? Like some of you were like, I guarantee you somebody was like, come on, Donuts. Like, stop with the nonsense. And then I literally 30 seconds after saying Darnold 28.5 to the under would be the pivot. And then it moves to 27.5. James Cook, I talked about during my underdog segment at 78.5, talking about going lower. It's apparently moved by 3 yards. If you wonder, listen, here's the deal. Like I'm telling you right now, have you ever wanted any proof that the VIP is worth it? It's because these types of things, when I'm not on a live show, are the things I'm posting to Discord. And when I post them to Discord, you're getting some really sharp takes. You're often beating your closing line value. Some of it will be based on Steam, but I think that often you're going to be getting it based on the read. And I mean, I think a lot of you right now are seeing about as transparent of a reason to sign up as it gets. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, bro. X are cheat sheets. I haven't posted a pic to Twitter in like 2 months, bro. What the heck? What? I don't. What? That's crazy. Twitter is cheat sheets. I think I have 7 cheat sheets today on Twitter, either posted or scheduled already. I have 4 NFL VIP picks. We've got the NFL model for today, NBA model, NBA picks. That all comes out, and about 10 other VIP cappers and channels of things. Not a single thing goes to social media. No way. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, y'all, things are going to start moving. I think I'm onto something, and I called it. The opening segment for this game. Oh my gosh, you're right. It moved to 6.5. Oh, I love the Seahawks minus 6.5. Let's get it back to 7.5. That is funny. Nobody should be gambling with money they do not have. That please. I would almost buy the point to get across that barrier. I'm telling you now, maybe the value is starting to move to this to the money line. Sure, yeah. I'm just following the breadcrumbs. Safe word. That's a brilliant idea. I would feel bad though for anybody who tunes into the show and doesn't know what's happening. I'm like, oh, I love the Seahawks minus 6.5. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. You know, like Seahawks minus 6.5. Spaghetti. Wink. Was I winking? I don't even. Can I not wink? Yeah, I guess that's a wink. I don't know if it closes all the way. I think there's some value on the Niners money line at this point. Listen, I still think, if Darnold's fine, Seahawks win. If Darnold is fine, the Seahawks win. If Darnold's not fine, Niners all the way. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get to some stuff here. I hate that everything's moving right now. This is a pretty good parlay on its own right. I do. I still think this is a pretty good parlay. You know, the problem is I think there's some fishy stuff going on here. It's either as I'm talking about it or, you know, others are also slamming all at the same time. I don't know. And I think, honestly, if there is a serious issue here, maybe it's just going to be lower scoring. I think that's the other. I'm kind of changing my tune here as I'm talking because I think things might potentially be changing here. This is an interesting angle. Longer touchdowns today. Longer odds touchdowns. Jake Tongs to get in the end zone is interesting to me. Kyle Juszczyk. Also interesting to me. Otherwise, it's Charbonnet and CMC. Is that true? I don't even know if that matters to me, but is that true? I thought he scored. He didn't score, and you're right, did not score either time. I don't know how much I can hang my hat on that, but hey, if you don't like it, bang, click them off. You know what I mean? Tongs for a touchdown. What's his odds? Oh my gosh, plus 300. That's Dalton Kincaid level right there. That is very nice. That is very nice. You might be right. It could just be a lot of people watching the show right now, honestly. Again, I still like the Seahawks. I do think the Niners cover, though. And if you're worried about the total, you can remove the total. But honestly, like, would anybody be shocked at this? I have been thrown for a loop here. Yeah, Doug, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for showing up today. That's, Patrick, you ain't wrong. But also, that's what you focus on? Like, out of all the things, you've literally watched me move multiple lines on today's show. And the thing that you focus on is how I pronounce names. Oh my gosh, bro. Perspectives and priorities, the two biggest struggles in society. So let's do a touchdown parlay. As I'm realizing, man, we're getting into we're in the second hour. There's just been so much. I think these are some really nice looking lottos. I have been doing for the past couple weeks. I've been doing a week or two. I've been doing this where I do not post, or excuse me, I do not bet on what I post to try to avoid my accounts being flagged or something. Oh, that's really interesting. All right, let's talk about it real quick. What have we covered today? James Cook, 78.5 to the under, moved by 3 yards. Sam Darnold, 28.5 pass attempts. I said lower. It moved to 27.5. Niners, plus 7.5. Moves to plus 6.5. Sam Darnold, under 36.5 longest pass. Gets removed from books. Moves to 32.5 on FanDuel. All 5 of those things happened within like 5 to 10 minutes of me talking about them on this show. I'm not the one moving lines. It's the viewers. It's the people in Discord. Ooh. Connecting dots is very difficult. We have 1,230 people watching the show. It only takes a single whale or two to move lines. Literally, like 1 or 2 of the 1,230 watching. Yee. Gotta love it. And the reason why we're saying this is it happens every single YouTube live show these days because the show's too big. Every day. Here's the Teddies. Saturday touchdowns, baby. Let me take a photo of this one. Worth it. I'll enter it later. You guys got some time. I think this will be fun. All right. Yeah, I think honestly, I'm looking at everything happening. I'm looking at this news that's coming out. I am looking at the money that's coming in. I'm watching things move around. We've got NBA, multiple games here. We're at 1,230 viewers in hour number 2. I'm 10 minutes later than I wanted to move or live stream for. So I think honestly, I think I might need to dip at this point. This is, I think if we're looking for like a lotto, just an outright lotto for the day. I love those game parlays that I talked about. I think those are going to be a lot of fun. It gives you a chance to just bet on the games, kick back. You have a, what was a plus 700 or whatever. It was 680 or something for the Niners one. The Bills one was a plus 1,000. And you could kick back and just, you sweat the games and you don't have to worry about player props. A lot of people love that. A lot of people don't want to worry about James Cook getting another carry, or, oh man, come on, Josh, run the ball one more time for the rush attempt. It's like people sometimes are just like, come on, Bills, go, Bills, go. I get it. And I think you guys and gals out there who are watching the show, you've had a lot of whatever you need today. There was a ton of talk about the games, the picks, the sides, the totals, the parlays. If you're a player props person and you want to use this on pick 'em apps or the sports books and you're looking to bet on props, we've talked about a ton of that as well. So hopefully today during the show at some point in some way, one or another, that you all can enjoy the games, bet on them however you choose, and you have a little something for you no matter how you choose to bet on them. So I hope you had fun is what I'm trying to say. I am being peppered by a couple staff. Let me take care of some business. We have, wrong screen. We have another live show Sunday morning, 10 a.m. That's tomorrow, 23 hours from now. If today's show was moderately entertaining, at least slightly insightful, and you'll walk away with a win or two, come back tomorrow morning, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much to the almost 750 people on YouTube, another 500 on X today. 750 people are still watching an hour and 15 minutes into today's live show, week 20 of the NFL season. Just crazy on a Saturday. It's just, man, I love y'all. I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for everything. Discord members, VIPs, first link down below. I'll catch you in Discord. Let me go take care of some business with some of my staff, and we'll get out what we need to get out for you all today. I love you. Appreciate you. Best of luck. Stay healthy. Be kind. All that good stuff. Most importantly, let's get paid, my friends. Have yourselves a good day.